Morning, ugly. Whew. G'day, Pixie. Alright, while we're waiting for those to dry, let's find a colour palette. Will work for this scene. So I'm trying to do something a little bit flashy. Very unlike me, I know. Hello, Raisinese. And I'm sort of trying to think about each scene as they connect on the overall. So to just use this video as an example. So the forest is clearly going to be green, right? I'll make it a dark green. So the dark green then ties into this palette, which is like a yellowy green. So I want this palette, the yellowy green, to kind of tie into this palette, which is going to be a mountaintop. The mountaintop's going to be white and grey, so then we're going to tie down into this one, which is going to be orange and purple from the lighting. So we'll have to incorporate grey, and then the purple is going to tie into this one, which is the dark teal and green, which then ties into this one. So it's, even though they're 5 separate scenes, there's going to be a sense of them working together. So from that perspective, I am looking for a piece of fantasy artwork. Based on my current trajectory, mate, it's probably going to be finished in 2 weeks. We'll see. I don't know if it'll be 2 weeks. To give you some context to that statement, here is Galahad, whom I have just glued these jobbies on, ready to be painted. And oops, Galahad's banner. And here is It's okay. So that's the first scene. Mostly finished. Here is Uther Pendragon. A few things left to do on him, but he's close. Lady of the Lake. A few things left to do on her. So, yeah. G'day, Joanne. Thank you. Yeah, so we're making some headway, which is neato. Anyway, let's look for that colour palette. Boop. Good for you, mate. Properties. Alright. Interact with you. The Weakest Link, Magnus Skabansky. Love that. Alright, so fantasy artwork, Snowy Mountain. So yeah, the palette that I sort of want to look for, I wanted to have a connection to the yellow and green one somehow. No, I don't want fucking. Very good. Yeah. Yeah, I think that. So the rocks themselves aren't grey, they're brown with some warm greens. And then we've got like some reddish tones in there, so I think I can make that fly. I'm not looking for anything specifically other than just the palette for this one to think about, so let's try that. So how do we implement that on this chapo? So we'll try and do some warm colours. So there's a contrast between the cold palette, the snow and what have you. So let's, okay. Hey Paul, hey Paul, hey Paul. What's going on, champion? This might be an interesting base colour. I'm going to paint Guinevere to look like Meredith from Brave, by the way. Obviously. She looks awesome. Flaming red hair. Love a redhead. Yeah. Hello, Rapid Transit. Yeah, fucking awesome. Okay. Bit unsure here, but let's just try some stuff. This is probably my least favourite model of the range. I think I talked about that. Which isn't to say that it's not still a good model, but probably the reason why I was like, yeah, I don't really like this one. Just a lot happening. I'm always a bit nervous about painting a model like this when there's so much happening, because it's just hard to find your bearings sometimes. Well, that's a good question, mate. What is in his hand is actually a vine from the mountaintop that he is standing on. So that is my solution to the Gay Phoenix, to the fact that he was holding a bird and is now no longer holding said bird. What's going on, my man? Cool. I saw you started painting a bust from Tarot Model Maker, I think. Pretty sure you did. Well, he's in snow. He's going to be in the snow on the mountaintop. So we'll definitely do some sort of frostiness. Yeah, I'm not strong on black skin tones either. It's on the back burner for something to practice when I get some free time that isn't doing this fucking project. Very good. Well, I think I'm going to invest in one anyway. Just because I threw a paint pot across the room the other night. It was very funny. Which one? Which Industrial Mechanica kit? I did Zangrahil of theirs. G'day, Emmanuel. Well, I'll have to get a quiet one. Probably. I was looking to do a little, I had another little scene I was wanting to do based on one of their models from Industrial Mechanica called the, I remember it was a flying ship, like a junker, 54mm from Ian something. So I was looking at that, but they were out of stock, so I sent an email. I signed up for an email mailing list that was like, we'll send you a letter when it's back in stock. I was like, yeah, sweet. So they sent me an email the other night. I trundled over to the web shop the next morning when I woke up, and the fuck was sold out again. Fucking bullshit. Yeah, I know a couple of people who have printers in Melbourne, in Brisbane. Yeah, Black Crow, awesome. Awesome sculpts. No wonder that's fucking shit. It's not the right fucking brush, you dickhead. Brr, brr, brr. So yeah, I'll pull out the other models again in a little bit, just to show off where we're at with the scene and why we're starting with this guy. I've failed in my plan of not starting one scene until I've finished another one. That's just gone out the window. I'm going to try and bring it back. The reason it's gone out the window is I'm waiting for I bought some foliage. G'day, Danzaron. Bought some plants from overseas. They're currently shipping to me. Model plants, not real life plants, which I'm going to use for some of the scenes. So. Why am I struggling so much with my camera today? So for that guy who asked me on my YouTube to explain the colours I'm using, hello friend, hope you're doing well. This is for you. These colours are Purple Shadow from Nocturna and Pastel Blue from Vallejo Model Colour. And the reason I chose those two colours is I wanted a warm base coat. But because it's supposed to be grey or white, I had quite a light value colour that I chose. And then I've chosen the blue, the pastel blue, as a highlight's probably not the right word, but a textural addition, so that it is not entirely warm. So we've got some variation between the two. The pastel blue is slightly higher value, but it's not as big a transition as you'd normally see. The Mario Clash, thank you. Nicky Jags, how's that Maserati going, pal? Fucking Maseratis. Shitty cars, eh? As always, we will do some neato airbrushing tricks to make this look better, to make me look better. And to convince you all that you should watch me paint little toy soldiers. Oh, thanks, mate. Appreciate that. You'll go in the draw to win this models. Oh yes, I'm a great pretender. Ooh, just laughing and gay like a clown. Ooh, I seem to be what I'm not, you see. Thanks. So this colour that I am using now is a AK 3rd Gen pastel blue mixed into those previous colour mixes. And the reason for that is that pastel blue is much higher value. How long have I been into dioramas? Well, that's an interesting question. How long have I been into making dioramas, or how long have I been into dioramas and looking at dioramas? I did my first. Well, I did it. I had an attempt at one about 5 or 6 years ago. It was really bad. Still got it over there actually. Might pull it out later on. I never finished it. Got about 1/5 of the way through it. Before I was like, this sucks. But I did a big diorama about 2 years ago using some models I bought called the Temple of the Elements. That was my first probably real diorama sized thing. And I just had a lot of fun building it and composing it and coming up with all the elements, pun unintended. But in a way it didn't really count because the models that I had on there were busts, and so they were floating, not really integrating with the environment as such. So the next couple of dioramas I did, the Fairy Garden and this Wizard of Oz one that I was showing on stream the other night, they're a lot more actual dioramas. So yeah, I guess the answer to your question, after me gibbering for about fucking 2 minutes, is about 2 years, mate. The Nocturne, yes, I believe so. It might be from the skin. It might be from the the skin tone flesh one, maybe. But it's called Purple Shadows. So I mean, it's probably from the purple set. Trailer for the Eternals came out yesterday. It's quite good if you haven't seen it. Worth having a look at. I know very little about the mythology of the Eternals in the Marvel Universe. So, and I don't plan on doing any research. I'm just going to go and enjoy it when it comes out later in the year. Well, Conrad, have I got news for you, mate? I had a model turn up today from Zugzwang. And here it is! Yeah, it was a good game, that. The old Tapestry. Played a banger last night. Is this a 3D print, Conrad, or is this... Cool. You reckon? Or are you talking about this one that I'm currently holding? I'm sure her hair's got a perfect fit in her hat once you trim everything out. That's a great face, isn't it? Look at the sculpt on that. That would be a dream to paint. Good print too. Was it your printer or someone else's? Oh yeah, there's a couple of very, very fine layer lines along the neck just there. That'd fill out with Mr. Surfacer probably. Yeah, you can just barely make out layer lines and stuff in the print, but it's pretty awesome. And that detail is unbelievable. A little bit of clean up work on those little bits. Yeah. Thanks, Conrad. Zugzwang, what a legend. She will join the relatively small pile. Oh wow. Don't have a lot of models in my pile, but feels like it's growing at the moment. It is a beautiful sculpt, yeah. Crazy, hey? Yeah, I like the Nocturne paints. I like most paint ranges though, mate. I haven't got too many issues with many of them. I use most ranges pretty regularly. I've got a Chimera, Nocturna, Scale, Vallejo Model Colour, Vallejo Game Colour, Vallejo Model Air, Vallejo Game Air, Citadel Contrast. I like all of them. Now you may be wondering why I chose to go with the light colour and do this wash like I just did. The answer for that is I don't know, and I just did. Now that in my mind, this texturing stuff down here looks like it would work better with a wash as opposed to trying to paint the individual details. So I thought I would start from a lighter colour and then bring it down a bit and then do some highlights up. We'll see how that works. Yes, so for everyone that's just joined, don't know how many of you there are, probably about 7. Yes, hello 7 of you. This is a model we were working on Party Monday. So it's Uther Pendragon. So he's not quite done. Thank you, Frog Jim. It would be my pleasure to sing for you. I do want to still do that little dragon logo there, and I need to do the sword, the hilt, and tweak a few other elements. The face is really hard to detail, but I think it looks okay. So when you put these two, I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Cotton Eye Joe. For this part, this is a cold nighttime scheme. I have a little picture of it on my Twitter. What? Oh, do you mean like the artwork or the one I'm currently doing? Not this one. Lancelot. Hey, Tip Top, this one. I didn't really get that far, mate. Tip Top, Tip Top. Indeed. Indeed, Conrad. Joanne, that's a good question, and I will answer it by showing you the scene in question. Actually, if you go and have a look at my Instagram, it's on there. Basically, the model comes with a hawk, a falcon, I'm not quite sure, that he's holding up in the air, and I didn't feel like that was the right look for the diorama of the scene. So he's actually holding a vine from a cave wall. Which makes sense when you see the rest of the scene. I hope it does anyway. Wizardry. G'day, Joel Paul. Alright. Cold. Adrian Gallo, thank you for the follow. Greetings. What's the native language in Argentina? Is that Portuguese or Spanish? Buenos días. Sounds like some theft I should get in on. That's awesome. Let's leave that for the moment. What colours have we got over here? Silver grey. Feels like an interesting colour. Alright, not that interesting really. Caucasian skin. Just do it, mate. Just get it done. Easy as. You may be wondering why I'm going very, very orange with the skin tone. Great question. I don't know. Just thought orange might be the go. I just make a lot of stuff up, friends, and hope for the best. Whoa! That is genius. Don't you need a passcode for the phone internet banking though? Or did you auto save it into Google? Look, I'll explain why I did this skin tone very red. I just wanted the skin to be contrasting with everything else on the model. I want the rest of the colour palette to be quite cold with some flashes of warmth, but I figured if this one area is really just all warm, then it's going to draw more focus. So. Well, that is unfortunate. Hey, good morning, Opcanova. Oh, imagine. Usually, when I paint a model that I don't like, it goes one of two ways. I end up really coming around on it and deciding that I like the model a lot, or I fucking hate it. No, actually, I can't find my camo black brown. I've fucking misplaced it somewhere. Actually, you know what probably happened? That fucker Gav probably took it, eh? Fucking Gav. Because I can't find it anywhere. Oh yeah, the weird thing is, I really like the fur. Like the sculpting on the fur is awesome. I love the boots. The way that the little leather strappy bits are done, love it. I even like the shape, like the flow of the model. I'm just not digging the face. I think it comes down to the face for me. Anytime you've got a hood or a face that's hidden away, it's just so hard to create a focal point, a sense of what you should look at. Yeah. Yes, they will be quite fun indeed. Hello, Net Diver. Yeah, I think we'll try and do the beard a lightish colour. But I'll want to try and keep it slightly dark so that again the skin tone really jumps out. Rationality. What colour for the pant legs do you think, friends? I think we might go that green grey colour from AK that I like. What's it called? Something green grey. Where the fuck are ya? Oh, graphite. Never seen that one. Fucking colours I haven't even looked at. There it is, dark green grey. Yeah, he's got sort of a neutral palette going on at the moment, which is good, but also problematic. Hard to keep it interesting. When you've got a very neutral palette. Yeah, I think the cross. Yeah, I was thinking that. I was actually thinking bronze. Might be neat, but yeah, gold could work. Looks like I'm going to be doing a lot of airbrushing on this guy. Oh no. Woe is me. Yep. Done. Bronze. champion? Mortal Kombat! Mortal Kombat! So we played a game of Tapestry last night. It's a civilization building game from Stonemaier Games. And for whatever reason, my friend Darren, whom you would all know as Snake Eyes, just hates the game. Just hates it. I think he would prefer to have his eyes gouged out by a rusty spoon than play another game of Tapestry in his life. I don't mind it. It's quite good, I think. Alright, let's get back on track. Boom. How are we going to do this colour palette justice? No clue. But we'll recover it with some airbrushing, I think. I hope. Remember I was saying I go one of two ways. I either like a model or I hate it even more. This one's falling into the second category. What I'm trying to do is just like get through bits of it so I can see the final vision coming together, but fuck me. Disaster. I hope not. Alright, let's try. G'day, Daskumba. Alright, we're going to try some airbrushing. I'm going to do it in a slightly different way to how I normally do it. Normally at this stage I use contrast paints to try and soften blends and add some colours, but I'm actually going to use paint this time because I kind of want to change the tones. pretty aggressively. Let's see. Alright, that's working better. Okay. Dustcumber, that is a air. I even looked it up the other day for someone. I don't remember. It's an Iwata. Hang on, I'll see if I can see the side of it. Smart Jet Pro. There you go, Smart Jet Pro. How good's that? Ah, hey Jan. How are you, mate? Let's do a quick shout out for Jan, the great man. Hey Jan. All right. First of all, shout out for Jan. Hello, Flick. Jan, hey Jan. And then I'm going to give you a very quick rundown on what's happening, new friends. Hello. Alright, first of all, I did some Crimson Court vampires. Here they are. Hey, Gallo Fire, I am well, thank you. Here's my Crimson Court. Go team. Follow me because I do Crimson Court. Excellent. No, so I'm working on a very big diorama. If you haven't seen it. Oh, Loopy, what's going on? I'll show you. This is what the diorama looked like about 2 weeks ago. So there's lots of elements. It's using all of the different bits and pieces from the Echoes of Camelot Kickstarter. That's what I'm painting now. Yes. A little small, yes. Lancelot does not approve. But we're a bit further progressed than that. So here's the first, well, one of the second scene actually. That's Lady of the Lake and Uther Pendragon standing there. And here they are. Yeah. You know, I always say, mate, we're not here to fuck spiders, so let's get it done. Yeah, so they're sort of quite progressed. This is the first scene. Hello, Zack Attack. This one that I started first. So I have those models here as well. That's Sir Galahad and Sir Kay. And there's Sir Kay. Yes. Agreed, Gallifire. Just because some watery bint lobbed a sword at you. And I'll talk about this later on, but I've started toning this more to orange. So, because I feel like it needs to be warmer. If you have a look at this one, it's supposed to be a warm palette, but that armour tones and the red is sort of more cold. So I've started just squeaking a little bit more towards warm, which should fit it in better with the environment. And I also gave her black hair, so Gal had the female black hair, which is great. Yeah, so it's all progressing at a relatively slow speed. Yes. So this is the next one that I'm working on, which is Sir Lancelot du Lac. And I was just having a bit of a mid-paint crisis about what I was doing, so I was like, I can recover this. Dino, you can recover this. Airbrush, mate. Airbrush it up. And as always, the trusty airbrushes come through with the goods. So anyway, so that's what I've been doing. What have you been doing, Flick, Jan? Saw you doing Crimson Court, Jan. What else has been happening? Other new friends? Or old friends? I started the diorama, painting the diorama on the 10th. So it's been 2 weeks work so far. Thank you, Kurhin Hai. Yeah, so just going back to the mythology pool, Lancelot was obviously a knight of the round table, but then he betrayed Arthur, chopped up his missus, and then ran away to hide and become a hermit. So I think this tells the story of when he was a hermit after chopping up Guinevere. This is not a giveaway project, no. Thank you for asking, though. I realise you may have just dropped in. This particular model is part of a larger diorama, so unfortunately I will not be able to give this one away. Unless I was to give away the whole diorama, which I shan't be doing, just in case you missed that bit before. And if you didn't miss it and you're just being amusing, very amusing. I enjoyed it. I do, yes. If you have a look up the top left, Curran High. Hello, inhabitant of Carcosa. This month's giveaway is these wood elves from Warhammer Underworlds. That are here. And I have no plan to do a giveaway next month yet. I will cross that bridge when I come to it. Who knows, maybe I'll be finished Camelot by then. I do, yeah, so last month's giveaway was a bust. The month before giveaway, what's the month before? That was a bust too. Alright, next month, if I get time, this will be the giveaway. Yes, absolutely. Just have to be a sub. This may be the giveaway for next month. Yeah, Baba Yaga. If I find time to finish him. Which I probably won't. Cool. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, it'll be next month or the month after, depending on how far I get with this project. Gummy bears dancing here and there and everywhere. High adventure it's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. So I'm coming up on my 6-month anniversary of streaming, friends. Well, I'm almost at 5 months. And I'm also going to be on annual leave the week that my stream anniversary will be on. 6-month anniversary anyway. And really I'm not much of a one for fanfare, but I was thinking what I might do is do like a 12-hour stream, because I'm on holidays and it'll either be the last leg of Camelot or try and blitz through some other projects for Queensland Model Hobby Expo. I just ordered 2 new models to paint for that event. Well, that's the plan, yeah. I want to try and crack on with some stuff, but So my question is, should I do a 12-hour stream, or is that really, really silly? I don't know I'm not familiar with how long streams work. Do you get to have toilet breaks? What do you do? What do you eat? What happens during one of those things? You're allowed to stop for a cheeky 5-hour session of Gloomhaven. These are things I need to know before I embark on such a craziness. When your butt gets sore, just a lot of things to consider. I make no promises that there will be a hot tub. Won't be a hot tub. Oh, for anyone that's in Sydney, Tip Top Baker, I know you are. Anyone else? Got asked to teach a class down in Sydney later on in the year. So there's a chance I'll be trekking down to a Sydney Q4 to do a painting class of some description. So that's good advice. Canova, very good advice. Yeah, ask yourself why you're doing it. G'day Wampa. G'day Miss Jana. What's going on? Just discussing the merits of a 12-hour stream on my 6-month streaming anniversary. I don't think it's a part of Moab, no. Stonebeard Jim is organising it. And the place that he was intending to hold it is a place called Marrickville. I don't, off the top of my head, Moab is it Sylvania Heights, isn't it? Which is a different suburb. My Sydney geography is not as crash hot as I would like it to be. Good for you. Have you finished the Kingsman yet? Cool. And is that where at Moab, Sylvania? Is that right? Did I get that bit right? I feel like I did. I used to play at Warhammer tournaments there. Back in my younger days. I would like to see him so far. Ooh. Very cool indeed. Look at you go. Really like the colours. In the metal. Oh, did they have a painting comp? Cool. Come down for it. Bring my fucking diorama. Let's go. Let's fucking go. No, I shan't be doing that. Okay. You can be this one. Let's get airbrushing, airbrushing. I wanna do some airbrushing. Let's get out the airbrush now. Airbrush time, airbrush time. It's time to airbrush. Just in case you're wondering what I was doing there, it may have looked a little bit uncomfortable, but I have a towel between my legs, sitting on my little thing, on my chair. And so what I just did then was rub the synthetic brush on the towel, because the synthetic brush sometimes has some colours in it. So. Well, that's something that's currently TBD. So I would probably only feel confident teaching a class aimed at beginners or maybe intermediates at best. And I said as much to Jim he was like, "No, man, I want to learn how to paint non-metallic metal and all this other shit." And I was like, "Come on, man. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. At least let me see the goods." So we'll probably be aiming it for more beginner oriented. I still have, oh yes. And it's also not confirmed yet because my head office is based in Melbourne, and we had a huge meeting scheduled for next week on Monday. Like 11 people coming up to Brisbane, and they literally just cancelled it because of those cases in Melbourne. So I'm not confident that I'm going to book anything until a lot later on in the year when we get a sense of how things are going, because it's all so crazy. Roger that. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, I like it a lot. So just some feedback for you for next time. Steel, metal, does reflect the colours of the environment around it. So one thing I would suggest moving forward when you're doing that nice steel colour that you've got, use some thin down inks to just bring some of the gold or other colours like the red just into the metal a little bit. Just subtle. Yeah, it's all just crazy at the moment. We're lucky. We've had a couple of visits and stuff, but yeah, the latest stuff cracking on in Melbourne's meant for the foreseeable future we'll probably just be dialing back again. That's just the world now, isn't it? Just is what it is. course. Anytime. I am scary. Thanks, Joanne. Yeah, there is a picture of the Four Horsemen. You're talking about the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse from Michael Contreras Collectibles. Yes, there is a finished version of that on there. Let me grab your link. Oh yeah, and I'm not certainly not going to criticise the government for their decision making process around here, around this sort of stuff, because mate, I think I said this on my stream last week. Oh, g'day North Stream. Let me come back to that in 1 second, mate. I will answer that question for you. We had dinner at a restaurant, got an Uber home, and the whole time it was just awesome. Just like, how good is this? I'm just gonna give you my putty and paint link for it. Here you go. G'day Sluck TV, thanks for following, mate. North Stream, thank you for your comment. Yes, very important to have a good quality paintbrush. If you don't have a good quality paintbrush, you'll really struggle to get better. Generally in the past, I've always recommended a Winsor & Newton Series 7. They look like, not that. That is not one. They look like this. That one's very, very badly beaten up. Winsor & Newton Series 7 Finest Sable. There you go. However, I had a few problems with them in the past couple of months. So I've switched over recently to this range, which is a Raphael 8404. I would recommend trying one of either of those. If you get a good batch of the Winsor & Newton, they are excellent. Otherwise, the Raphaels are a fairly good substitute. So, but you will find it really hard to improve without a good brush. I did not, no. No, the women on the base came with the piece that I purchased. Yeah, it's a shame that I've switched to these Raphaels in a way, because prior to this year, it was just the easiest question for me to answer. Windsor and Newton every time. But yeah, I can't say that with any confidence anymore. I actually asked my local, got a new batch of Windsor and Newtons, and he's like, do you want... Normally I trundle down there and I buy like 3 or 4 of them every couple of months. Most of the time they last about 3 months for me, which is a good run, by the way. I'm not unhappy with that. With the amount of painting that I do, that is a good wicket for a brush. And sometimes you get really good ones that last forever. When did these Raphaels turn up? I don't remember exactly when they were, but I'm still using the same size 1, same size 0, same size 20, the same size 1 as I started with back then. So quality's not too bad on them either. Oh, by the way, Flick, thanks for tagging me in your Twitter post. I haven't replied, but I didn't know that you finished that Wastelands chick on the base. She came out really nicely, mate. I liked her a lot. I feel like the level up is noticeable on that one from you versus the previous stuff you've painted. How do you feel about it? Yeah. Yeah, I can almost feel like that's evident in the model, because you've got much better values across that piece than what I would normally expect from your work. Insult intended. I think there's always stuff you can improve, mate. As long as you learn something from each piece, though. I love this show. The real challenge, mate, the real struggle now that you'll find is, thanks North Stream, is retaining that intensity of colour while still getting a big enough value shift. That's the tricky part. But I have confidence in you, mate. If those models are anything to go by, yeah, I think you're in for a period of rapid levelling up and growth. It's usually what happens. You find your skill ceiling sort of caps out, and you do stuff like this, and you're really okay, and then your knowledge goes above it because you learn new things either from taking a class or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're struggling to catch up. You never feel like you can do as well as you think you can do, until bang, all of a sudden your skill level's up, and it usually happens quite quickly. There's a little chart, you can find it on the internet somewhere, probably, if you want to look at that more. North Stream, I'm not really into 3D printing. I have a friend of mine who does most of the 3D printing that I require. I don't just want to show another fucking video of my of my video again, but yeah, there's certainly bits and pieces of 3D models that I've printed recently for parts of projects that I'm working on. I think it's amazing technology, like super cool, but I haven't learned how to use it. And my philosophy on life is, if I'm not going to go balls deep on something, I don't want to half-ass it. So I'm just going to pay someone to do a good job, so that I can concentrate on whole-assing this paint job. Alright, let's see if we can do some bronze. You know, I don't think I've done bronze on the stream before, so this will be new. What colour for bronze? So, we're going to start with a mid-tone. I'm going to use a colour called red leather, or as they call it in Vallejo model world, Cuero Rojo. What the fuck is that colour? Oh, it's deep brown. Yeah, cool. They're quite similar actually. Alright, I'm just going to keep fucking around with that stuff while I let that dry. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. It's a good question, Paul. Let's call it a cloudy day. Charles de Valois, thank you for subscribing. You will go into the draw to win those models at the top. Although for some reason that didn't appear on my chat. Why would that be, Flick? I get a notification that someone subscribed to me, but it doesn't appear in the chat. Is that because someone subscribed whilst not watching the video? Yes. Oh, he subscribed to my YouTube. There you go. Thanks for subscribing to my YouTube, Charles. Hey Flick, I also went and watched some chick that was on your stream last night that you were hosting. She was an Aussie chick who lives in Scotland. She was doing watercolour painting. Cesar, I think her name was. She was awesome. Yeah, what a legend. Fucking cool stuff. Yeah, does she sell any of her artworks or anything like that? Oh, thanks, Mithra.
Look back at the TV if you're through. Go on. Good boy.
Okay. I gotta download this video of Hugo. I gotta show I forget how to download it. How do I download it? My girlfriend's watching a thing with Hugo. It's amazing. Oh, I can't remember how to do it. That's fine. I'll show you his next stream. Rumble in the jungle. What's going on? Yeah, they're sensational. Cesar. I posted one of your emotes in the chat. She was like, oh, that's one of Flick's emotes. I was like, fucking how good's Flick going? Like, godfather of Twitch streaming you are, champion. Well, I can confirm to you that I would absolutely crush you on the second one of those things as well. I don't do a lot of drinking these days. In my younger days, I would have given it a red hot go, but no, these days, not much of a drinker. That's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. If you go back far enough on my YouTube channel, you'll come to a video series called Journey to Poland, which is a video diary I did for me and my friends as we travelled, unsurprisingly, around Europe and Poland for a toy soldier tournament. And yeah, there's actually a competition of us playing air hockey, and I'm an absolute jet, as I'm sure it would surprise no one to know, because I'm a fucking jet at everything, but I'm an air hockey jet. See, now that I've started to get like some areas of this guy like looking a little bit more done, he looks way cooler. Like I'm actually hating him significantly less just from doing these areas. That's good at least. At least I don't hate him now. Ooh, we gotta hold on, ready or not. This arm with all these strappy things was previously holding a falcon. So these straps are like falconer straps for him holding his falcon. It makes no sense. Maybe I should remove them. Maybe he's out looking for his falcon. I might just show everyone this scene actually, in case you haven't seen it. Which you probably haven't. I don't know if I've posted it on my Twitter actually. Yeah, so this is the overall scene. I'm going to add some more vines hanging around, and this is going to be a snowy, windswept peak. So a lot of the vines will be covered up in snow. I think it should look pretty good. But yeah, so it sort of makes more sense when you see Lancelot like precariously hanging out over the edge of a cliff. I feel like if you're holding those vines in such a way, I don't think it looks unnatural, right? Like I think it looks actually pretty naturally posed. So that's good. Brown Town! Hey mate. yeah, it all makes sense when you think about it logically. So I don't mind it. I just didn't want the falcon on his arm for the scene. And I think when you see the scene, you can maybe you can feel what I'm feeling, but it would have pulled away from the narrative of those two models together. You know, like when you see those two there, both staring off, both got bows, like they're about to go out for a hunt. You know, like it just feels like they're connected. Whereas if he has a falcon on his arm, all of a sudden, you know, like you're being pulled up to look at the falcon or the hawk, whatever the fuck it is. It would just feel a little bit jarring to me. So that's why I changed it. Yeah, I felt so as well. Alright, we've got an important decision to make, and once again, we will be looking to add someone to the Camelot Roll of Honour with this decision. So, after I finish this scene, I want to do the wizards, probably, in the forest. And I'm excited for it because I think it's got the best posed models in the diorama because of my Mad Dog conversions. My question is, should I physically create magical effects and if yes, which is what I'm leaning towards at the moment, what type of spell would each of those be casting, each of those characters be casting? So at the moment, I feel like I could do lightning pretty comfortably. Like sculpt some lightning or make some lightning. Here's a second magical idea that I have. So this is a bit from my bits box I was looking at today. So this is from a base, from a miniature called a model range called Moonstone. So it's got this like swirly thing, swirly watery stuff. So I reckon I could like create a swirl of magic that sort of came around like in a corkscrew, like this, that could be coming out from someone's arm. Hey, thanks Orthover Studio for the raid. Raid. So what do you think? It's a tricky thing to do well. Magical effects in the scene. I'll grab a photo of the scene so everyone knows specifically what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm going to have to go here. Evidently I didn't post it on my Twitter. I'm just looking for that picture. What was it? What did you get up to in your stream, Orthover? Was it a good stream? Well, that's the only photo I've got. That's from fucking ages ago. Oh, it's on my Instagram, isn't it? Oh, it is. What a dickhead. Alright. Alright, see you, buddy. Have a good one. So this is some things we need to factor in. So if you look at the pose of the Green Knight, who is in the background, we are going to have some light effects on him if we do this magical duel type dealio. There's going to be some sort of like light effects coming. Even if it's not going to be super intense, it'll be there, potentially impacting the colours that we paint him. And we haven't got a lot of space. It's probably about that much. My girlfriend says you can do a lot with this much, but very funny. I'm on fire tonight. So that's the challenge, to get your name on the Camelot Roll of Honour. Come up with something that will work for the types of spells that they're casting. Who's defending the forest? Who's attacking the other one? Like, depending on your perspective, they're both good guys. Well, Morgana's rarely a good guy in the mythology, but there's got to be some sort of context around what's happening, because Nimue trapped Merlin in a fucking tree for ages. So he can't have been a good dude all the time. Yes, I think the Green Knight's more of a neutral party. But I believe in this instance he is aiding Morgana, potentially trying to protect the forest. Yeah, so Black Cloud for Morgana could work, and Gold Lightning for Merlin could work, or a thing. Merlin kind of feels like he would be doing green, perhaps. Initially, I was in my head, I was thinking I'd do like Voldemort and Harry fighting a duel. You know, one of them has green and one of them has red. It's like, that'd be fucking sick. I can remake that scene in the graveyard with Voldemort and Harry. Expelliarmus! Might try this colour, which I just bought the other day. Agrostunes. Ooh, looks quite good. Oh yes, I like it. Smoking Beard, thank you for following me. And I assume for having a glorious beard. Thanks, mate. Well, this is what I did on my last stream if you want to see this. Huzzah! So, you can go and watch that if you want. How I did that. Did that pretty quickly too. And the stream before that, I did this. Also pretty quickly. Thanks, mate. Well, now we're going to try and do some bronze. So, I'm going to use contrast paint and a little bit of that, I think. Yes. I do occasionally paint Warhammer models, yes, and if you're a subscriber you can win some Warhammer Underworlds models. These ones, actually. But at the moment I'm painting some display models from a recent Kickstarter that arrived. Kickstarter is called Echoes of Camelot. Alright, bronzy bronze. So again, bronze and all the other non-metallic metals are similar, it's just about how you highlight them. Don't follow the same highlighting techniques as you do for traditional layers. Let's maybe even zoom in on this. What do you think about that? So I'm using a browny red, which is called red leather. It's more brown than red. It's more orange than red actually. For my highlight first layer. Smoking beard, I have done sort of similar stuff in the past of sculpting stuff, but it's never been very good. So I just buy these models now from other manufacturers who do such things, and I paint them. Very good, mate. Have fun. Oh, g'day, celery. So my natural inclination with bronze is to go too high value. I tend to lose the redness. I find just by adding an orange into that process, you don't lose it as much. As always, we can re-add saturation and stuff with contrast paints or some glazes. We may do a glaze here actually, not a contrast paint. Mithra, g'day mate. I am using red leather by Vallejo. I did a wash over that with a mixture of Gorgrunter fur contrast paint and Arbuckle's brown from scale 75 to create a deeper shadowed area, and then I have highlighted with light orange and red leather, and now I'm doing ice yellow and light orange highlights. Yo, did she arrive just now? That's awesome. That's earlier. That's a couple of days earlier than expected. Cool, man. Well, hopefully you don't hate her. Does she look different in your hand than the photos, do you think? Dun, dun, dun. I don't mind that. I don't mind that bronze colour. Sweet. Cool. Alright friends, well we're coming up on the end of today's stream very soon. But overall, I am less hating this model than I was in the middle part of the painting. I am beginning to enjoy the painting. I feel like it's the details. I feel like the details of the model are really nice. They're also the thing I hate about it, but it's been nice painting those details. So. Is it, Nicky Jaguar? The contrast is spot on, is it? Thanks, buddy. That's great feedback. I appreciate that. Let's have a look at the contrast. Let's see if Nicky Jaguar is correct. Let's see. Hang on, how do I do it again? I remember. Ready? Boom. Wow. What great contrast there is, eh? Magnificent. Good one. Dear oh dear. And in Maseratis too. I got my airbrush out because I'm just going to do some stupid stuff. Because it wouldn't be a Deno stream without some stupid airbrushing. Oh, I found this colour yesterday. Volcanic colour. Looks really good. I'll use it one day. Check that out. Y'all ready for this? It's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. I'm not singing that for you, Flick. I'm singing that because I need to use peanut butter to paint. But if you want, I can sing it for you as well. If I can find the fuck. There it is. Haha. I agree. It'd be good to eat it. G'day, Green Ant. Thank you for following, mate. See that just yet. Cycle round. Alright, well, the plan's gone to pieces now with how we're approaching Camelot, and it's just turned into go crazy and paint whatever cool shit you want. That's where we're at. Hey, Dodo. So I hope you can all vibe on watching crazy shit get painted. What do you reckon? Grey hair for my guy? Let's have a look for my guy. Yeah. Or a Teletubby, mate. So we'll go back in and do some more silver bits, and let's maybe just add a little bit of tweaking to this bit. Hey, bom dia, então. So this colour palette is kind of like an exercise in greys. We're working with a variety of different grey tones here, but all of them look distinct at the moment. We've got this greeny grey here, we've got the blue grey here, and we've got the purple grey on the clothes. Alrighty, just gonna do these little highlights here, and then we shall begin the wrap up. Wampa, you don't need to apologise to me, mate. North Stream, no, this was actually printed, I would imagine, on not a filament printer, one of the other ones, a resin one, and then moulds were made of it. So, yes, it's not a filament printer, I don't believe. I do actually know what that is now. I didn't know that until my friend Mark Rhodes explained to me the difference between the two. Yeah, I don't think you could get this sort of quality on a filament printer. But my knowledge is severely lacking, so don't quote me. Yes, this is a cast made of 3D print. Good session tonight, friends. Good session. We made good progress on a model I don't like, which is good. Means I can get closer to painting models I do like. Not a bad session. We'll just quickly do a varnish, and then we'll call it a day. Neutron Star, thank you for following. Can't do a varnish while you're waiting for a contrast paint to dry, it doesn't work. Gotta get rid of that contrast paint. Ah, Wampa. Impatience. One of my great weaknesses, along with being too good looking. I see Nicky Jaguar agrees with that comment. Well said. Well said, Nicky Jaguar. I think I'm making a good fist of this streaming business, mostly because I find myself very amusing. I chuckle to myself all the time. Ho ho ho, yeah, ha ha. Couple of tra-la-las. That's how we dance the day away in the merry old land of Oz. Alright, friends. Well done. Excellent. Well, at this point in time, I will be streaming possibly Saturday for a few hours, maybe a little bit earlier than normal. Maybe. But I'll definitely be on for Sunday morning, as always. The Saturday night stream is just one of my scheduled maybe streams. In my head, I schedule it as a maybe. Excellent. Alright friends, good session. Happy with that. In my spare time over the next few days, I'll probably make a crack of the scenery and maybe finish some more on him. Then I'll bring up Merida from Brave. Lady Guinevere. There she is. Great model. So we'll do her. We'll probably start her next one. Yeah, night tip top. Oh, g'day Taria. Sorry, I'm just finishing up my stream, mate. This is what I did. Hi. Did that tonight. Very fun. Very fun indeed. Yes, indeed. Adios. Let's find some great champion that we can raid. Whom can we raid? Hugo is still watching the Royals on TV. Here he is, watching the Royals on TV. Oh, what a guy. What a guy. There's no NRL on tonight, mate, so my girlfriend's watching the Royals. Oh, there's a video of him watching the Royals. I'll try and download it for next time. It's very funny. He's a great dude. Alright. Rocket is asleep. What a champion. Rocket. Who we got on at the moment? A lot of people. Let's see if we can find some new person to raid. The great man Mini Dan is painting himself. Nessa, the legend, is painting. Mike Moans. We haven't raided Mike Moans for a while. He could be a good dude to raid. Any suggestions of people that I haven't raided yet, friends? Thanks, Gallowfire. Seb K, he's streaming. Yeah, let's go. Let's go have a look at Seb.
Gloomhaven's amazing. That is not what you expect from Gloomhaven models. Okay? But if
Yeah,
you really care
He's
about
talking
the
about
game, your
Gloomhaven.
hobby
I'm
is,
in.
you
He's
know,
talking about Gloomhaven. Let's go raid Seb K.
You just want to
Boom.
be
People love that game for what it is, and
Yeah.
it's not the minis that come in it. The minis are great concepts.
Yeah.
Just the execution on them is.
All right, friends.
Once you start painting,
Raid!
GW and
Let's go. See you on Sunday or Saturday. Bye-bye.
you get a little snobby.
Yeah, absolutely. You get a little snobby. You get a little snobby, yeah. Yeah,
I
especially
mean,
with
that's
Finny.
the snobby all the time. Just kidding.
I have a snobbish edge. I'm not going to deny that. We're getting a raid, guys. Who's just popped in? Big Dino. Man, you have some terrible timing. You have some unbelievable timing, Big Dino. Thank you very much for the raid, dude. Like, how are you doing? What were you working on today? If you want me to show up any of your stuff, thank you, Gallowfire. If you want me to show up any of your stuff, man, just let me know. We're working on some of these Curse City Zombies today. Technically these were like a tabletop ready mission, but we're going a little bit extra because this